Hello everyone and welcome to Crypto Ripto. Today we've got another NFT token to start the week off with a pump. As you may know, the crypto market took a massive pump over the last 24 hours. Bitcoin was up, the altcoins were up, everything's been pumping 10% plus. So with it being NFT season and the gaming tokens being in full swing, we had to look what was the next big NFT gaming token to hit the market, and it is DungeonSwap. Now, we've seen a big, massive pump increase of over 14% in the last 24 hours to pump this token well above $13. So what is DungeonSwap, and has it got the tokenomics, has it got the socials, and has it got that all-important price action that we like to look at on Crypto Ripto to get this through that next barrier and put it up there with the big NFTs dominating the market at the moment? Well, if you want to find out if DungeonSwap's the next big NFT to Moon, stay tuned and let's get into the video. Welcome everyone. So before I start, we have to do the boring bit that this is not financial advice. I'm no financial advisor and this bad boy is purely here for your entertainment purposes. Boom. But that being said, we want to know exactly, is DungeonSwap a next token to dive into the next 100,000 Moon X gains? Well, we're not there just yet, but we're going to look at the price action and percentage. We're going to look at the market cap. We'll look at the website. We'll look at the fundamentals behind it, because obviously people don't understand this. And this is why it's important to watch these videos, is if the team are not transparent with the marketing and there's no budget flying in there for marketing, how are people going to know about these tokens? Yeah, we cover it on the channels and a few other channels will cover it, but we need the mass adoption to take this token or even the game somewhere to all new highs. If it wants to compete with the big ones like Axe Infinity, Crypto Blades, and some of the absolute top NFTs taking the market by storm at the moment, it has to have a massive, strong marketing campaign. And in order to get the investment, you've got to attract investors in with the tokenomics, the transparency, and the tangibility of this game. We don't want one-hit wonders on this channel. We want sustainability and long-term action. So let's have a look at what the price action's saying on this. Boom. Well, we're jumping straight into coin market cap. We can see that DungeonSwap is up over $13.5, which is quite a big increase. We can see it's got a fully diluted market cap of over $12 million, and it's had pretty much $500,000 pumped into it in the last 24 hours, which is a 78.9% increase. So there is momentum in DungeonSwap at the moment, but can it sustain this? What do we want to know on this channel? What do you want to know as investors? You want to know, is this the next one to make you that all-important gains? Well, you can see the trend is going up. And it had a bit of a drop, but it seems to be gaining back momentum. And this is in the last 7 days. But we can see from the last day, and this is when the crypto markets really come to life a little bit, that it's had a sort of a pump, then down, then back up, and then it's steadying out a little bit. So we can see, obviously, it's up 13%. But since, obviously, when crypto started pumping from 12 o'clock yesterday, it has had pretty much a sideways channel. It's been up to 16, down to like near on 10, and it has had a bit of a turbulent time. But why do we think this is, and what is DungeonSwap? Well, if you're new to this channel, obviously slap a like, subscribe, tickle the bell notification, because it really helps the channel immensely, and it helps me. But if you're new to this channel, we like to know that we want to know about what the tokenomics saying, what the marketing's saying. Is there a team? Can we see the team behind it? So obviously we can see a bit of a price action, but how are we going to foresee the future of that sort of being sustained? Well, let's jump into the website. And as you can imagine, the website's all around, and no disrespect to DungeonSwap, like many of the NFT tokens, all around the actual game. But there is a but with DungeonSwap, which is good to see, is that it does have a bit of information. It has a white paper, which we actually just going to skim over in a second or two. And it does have a little bit about its audit, although it's a little bit clunky, but there is a tech rate audit there if you want to pop over and have a look. We won't go into that because I don't believe the smart contract security audit is that in depth and is that important, but if you want to know all about it, but generally just popping over to their website, it is a little bit old school kind of RuneScape kind of feel, if for those of you that know that or don't. Welcome to DungeonSwap and a little bit about it, the trading market, and stuff like that, where you can swap it, the Binance Smart Chain for the token. You could do it directly on their website. And going into their white paper a little bit, I'll just scroll up to where it's the governance and we'll skim through the roadmap. It does have a little bit of fundamentals on there. They're trying to say month 1 and 3, they've got a little bit going on here, marketing and partnership, the airdrop, the landing page. Now, the only thing, and if you watch this, DungeonSwap people or people that know anyone from the project, you don't really open transparency to where percentage of the tokens are going. Say, for instance, I want to invest in DungeonSwap, and I think, okay, I want to put my $10,000 in DungeonSwap today. I don't know how safe that 10,000 is going to be, because obviously you're a little bit transparent. You've got a project lead, you've got a couple of developers, you've got one marketing officer, which is good. You've actually got a marketing officer there, but you don't say what that market officer's got to work with, or how they're, for a whole marketing officer, there's road plan to say continuing incentives and campaigns is not really transparent. But it's good that you've got it on there. It's good that you've got a conclusion, and obviously you've got a bit about the appendix. You've got the token addresses, which I like. You've got the time lock address, which is good. And this is a lot more than some of the NFT gaming tokens have got, which again is a good trait to have. But pop over there, you can see their white paper. You can see we've skimmed through it briefly here to say that it's not that comprehensive with aspects of percentages or what's happening with it, but it's got overall stuff. It's got a little bit about how the Toko ecosystem works again, but it's not broke down into tokenomics percentages. What I also didn't see on the website was anything about us or about the team behind it, because the white paper says it's got this team. If we scroll down, and you do have to scroll down, so we've got this team here, but it's not transparent here, so there's a bit of a mismatch to what we can see in this DungeonSwap. But you tell me in the comments below. You've been really great so far with the comments saying what you think of tokens, what you think they're going to do. But do you believe that you want more transparency? Do you want to see the team behind the actual token? If I was to actually get paid to put a token on my channel, I would want to interview the development team. I'd want to know where the percentage of the tokens are going, for me to trust it, to put it out there to my channel, my community, for them to put the trust in me. I'd want to know a lot more than what these are saying on their site at the moment. Now, we know a lot of time goes into development. We know a lot of time goes into this, and we can see from their team that they've got 2 developers, smart contract developer, 3 really, 4 if you class the UI. But the project lead could be a little bit more transparent in what the breakout of the tokens going, because obviously someone's pumped 500,000 into this in the last 24 hours. So where's that 500,000 going? Is it 500,000 straight into the developer's pocket? Does 5% of that go into marketing? We'd just like to see a little bit more transparency about that. So that being said, we're going to dive straight into some people's favorite parties, the socials. Now, how are the socials looking on this? Well, they've been active with 21.2 thousand followers, but are they genuine followers? Does the engagement match the following? Well, they've scaled up the spread of DungeonSwap in the last 17 hours. They've added a lot more prizes here, so they are telling people what they're doing, and they are getting a bit of engagement. But they've done 94 tweets and they've got 21.2 thousand followers, but the engagement is less than 5%. It's way down. So you'd expect a lot more, like 100 people from the 25,000 followers. You'd think there'd be a lot more in there, but regardless of that, they are active and they are trying to put out there a lot of the information. If you think we're on the 26th now, and since the 23rd we've had all this kind of traffic here, So, and I know everyone can't be current. They have got a marketing person on there. So whether that marketing person is directly on the tweets, and they're also got to do their Telegram. I won't go directly into their Telegram. They have got one. And if we have a look on here, it will tell you sort of the statistics. They've got 6,000 members there and 1,500, sorry. Yeah, over 1,500 online, which says to me that it is quite active. So the socials are working, the socials are gearing up, the socials are getting there, which is great to see. But is this enough for you then to think, okay, well, we won't go in the likes of Crypto Blade, we won't go in the likes of Axe Infinity and stuff like that? This is for people to get to beyond Dungeon Swap. That you've got to remember, not everyone that invests that can see this token grow is going to be a gamer. Some people are investing in good projects, so we just want to invest in good projects. I'm not a gamer myself, but I do like to invest in good projects, and I don't see a lot of information. I would have loved to have been able to interview the dev team on this and to ask them why they're not put transparency in their percentages and stuff like this, but again, we don't really see a lot of that information coming to light. So the socials are active, don't get me wrong. There seems to be a little bit of momentum picking up about this, but let's dive straight into the final part now, and it's my favorite, and this is the one that sort of tells us the good, the bad and the ugly, and that's that all important price chart action. Now, just literally a moon shoot. It has shot up from people that would have been buying down here in the 13 cents kind of era to get up to $13. That's like over 1,000%, and that's mad. It's mad gain. So we would have been buying down here and it would have gone up there. You see that? That's 22,984.5%. Now that stat in itself is absolutely phenomenal, and if you would back in this NFT, and that's why it's important to look at these NFTs quite early, and this is why we cover a lot of them on the Ripto channel. If you was looking at this back then and just from a pure investment point and it shot up there, you can see there's been no real down price action on it. And this is the daily chart. This is not a 5-minute chart where we've looked at 5 minutes, it's had its pump and its dump. This is shot to the moon, fallen back down by $4, back down to 13.5, and made a sustainability there. So if we just click into this again and we go from here to where it's sustained, you can see it's still done nearly a 7,000%, which is mammoth, which is absolutely mammoth. Now, if you want to go over to their website, or go over to look at them on market cap, you can get the address, you can go over to PooCoin and you can look at all this price chart action yourself to see how this has been going. There's a little bit on there that you can sort of get. If you go here from when it was really low to there now, you can see that's where you get the 21,000 from, because it was, as you can see here, it was below even 10 cents. It was down to 6 cents. And it's obviously gone up all the way at one point to $18. And if you're buying something at 6 cents and you buy, 10,000 of that token, and then it goes up all the way to $18, you're absolutely laughing to the bank. That's why these NFTs are in flavor at the moment. They are making people astronomical gains. And leave a comment below to see if you was lucky enough, or tell me you were lucky enough to get in at the bottom here, because this is 4 NFT tokens we've covered in the space of under a week that have made these astronomical gains. And it is crazy to see how, like, in a crypto market which is only just sprung to life, it's like someone's shaking it, and the bears have been shaken out, been liquidated, the bulls are back in, and the NFTs season seems to be taking things by storm. And this could even prompt an altcoin season. I'm bullish that altcoin season will start kicking into the euphoric tops at the end of the year, beginning of next. But the NFTs are definitely lighting up the way, and these are going full on charge. But like I said, we've covered all that. Pick out the bits that interest you and do a little bit of research on it, because there are gains to be made still. It's not financial advice. I'm just saying what I would do. And there is fundamentals there enough to absolutely take the NFT market by storm and make some money. But while we're doing that, and as always on Crypto Ripto, you've got to trade safe, trade smart, and don't get wrecked. Peace out.